Hey guys, glad you're here for the help video for quiz 2.08. Alright, so here's our need to know info. And I was kind of mad at myself that I forgot to put this on the last help video. But you are given this formula sheet. You can use it on every test, every quiz, the interim assessments, the end of course test. So this is a really important formula sheet. And if you notice on this formula sheet right here, it has all of your volume formulas. I just made them a little bit bigger over here so you could see them. So you do not have to memorize any of your volume formulas. You just have to know how to use them. So today we're talking about pyramids. The volume of a pyramid is 1/3 big B times H. And we need to take a minute to discuss that big B because that big B is very important. That big B stands for area of the base. All right, so there's lots of different types of pyramids, right? You can have a rectangular pyramid where the base is a rectangle. You can have a square pyramid where the base is a square. You can have a triangular pyramid where the base is a triangle. And I kind of put some of those examples up here. Every time the volume is 1/3 big B times H, but the big B changes. Notice if it's a square pyramid, the big B is base squared because to find the area of a square, you do base times base. If it's a triangular pyramid, the big B becomes 1/2 base times height because that's the area of a triangle. And I put cone on here as well because cone is basically just a circular pyramid. To find the area of the cone, you would still do 1/3 big B times H. The area of the base here happens to be a circle, so it would be pi r squared. So all of these formulas are very closely related. If you'd rather just, use your formula sheet to get the formula of a cone, that's fine. But I just wanted you to see how those were related because pi r squared is the area of the base, so it's actually the same formula. All right, so let's solve some problems. A pyramid has a base area of 44. So I'm going to go ahead and label that as big B. Because big B stands for base area. And a height of 12.6. What is the volume of the pyramid? So I pulled this formula straight from the formula sheet. Volume equals 1/3 area of the base times the height. So in this case, the area of the base is 44 and the height is 12.6. And then it just becomes a calculator problem. So let me type this in. 1/3 times 44 times 12.6. And I got that the volume equals 184.8. And anytime we deal with volume, we're dealing with units cubed. All right, this says, what is the volume of this pyramid? So it doesn't tell us what kind of pyramid. We just have to look at it. The first thing I always do is I try to figure out the area of the base. Well, first you need to identify what shape the base is. And in this case, the shape is a triangle. So we have to find the area of this triangle before we can plug it in for big B. So remember, for area of a triangle, that's 1/2 base times height. And it doesn't matter which side you let be the base. I'm going to let 14 be my base. But what does matter is the height has to be perpendicular to the base. And thankfully, it tells us right here that that is a right angle. So 18 is going to be our height. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply that out to figure out the area of the triangle. And I found out that my area of my triangle is 126 units squared. Okay, that is actually going to go in for big B because that's the area of the base. So now I'm going to go down to my volume formula. 1/3 times big B times H. And I'm going to plug in the area of the base is 126. And now I need to know the height of the whole pyramid. Well, from the center of the base all the way to the tippy top point is 30. So I'm going to plug that in. And then it's a calculator problem. And I got, what did I get? Let me type this in. Sorry for the awkward pause there. I had to type it in my calculator because I couldn't quite do that in my head. But it is 1,260 centimeters cubed. Let's try the next one. So what is the volume of this square pyramid? So anytime you see pyramid, you know that this is your formula. Volume equals 1/3 times big B times H. And remember, big B stands for area of the base. In this case, it tells me that it's a square base. So if I know this side of the square is 12, I know every side of the square is 12. So to find the area of the square, I could do 12 times 12. So that's what I'm going to do first. Area of the square equals 12 times 12, or 12 squared. So the area is 144 units squared. Now I'm going to go and plug it into my volume. The big B, the area of the base, is 144. And the height, it looks like, is 8. So let me calculate that out. And I get 384 centimeters cubed. All right, what is the volume of this oblique cone? Well, I tend to still think of cones and pyramids the same way. I usually think of the formula as 1/3 big B times H. And in this case, my base is a circle. So the area of a base is pi r squared. But it also gives it to you on your formula sheet as its own formula. So by all means, you can just look at your formula sheet to get the formula. Just wanted you to see how they are related. So if I'm dealing with volume of a cone, I have this formula, and I'm just going to plug in what I know. I'm going to leave it as pi because all of my answers have a pi in them. And then my radius, that's from the center of the circle to the outside, would be 8. And then the height of the whole entire thing would be from the center of the circle to the tippy top point, so that's 15. And then we're going to multiply it out, but we're not going to multiply the pi yet. So I'm going to do 8 squared times 15 times 1/3. And that gives me 320. So I did not multiply pi. I just left a pi alone. And I multiplied my other 3 things without pi. And then I'm just going to stick pi back on my answer. So my answer is 320 pi centimeters cubed. All right, what is the volume of this cone? So again, you can go straight to your formula sheet and pull the volume of a cone formula. The volume is 1/3 times pi, radius squared, height. So let's plug in what we know. Again, all of our answers have pi, so I'm not going to plug in 3.14. That's going to mess me up. I'm going to leave the pi there. The radius is 10. And the height from the center to the top point is 12. Now notice 15.6 is just a distractor. That's not helping us at all. So you can ignore that. Remember, you can't do a height as a leaning thing. It's got to be perpendicular. Height has to be straight up and down. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply it, but I'm not going to plug pi in the calculator. I'm just going to do 1/3 times 10 squared times 12. That gives me 400. And then I'm just going to plot pi down on my answer. Don't try to plug it in your calculator or it will mess you up. All right, I think that's it, y'all. Good luck on your quiz.